Hey, what's up? It's your girl Neek, and you're tuned in to Neek at Night. And tonight I'm going to be going over a few different topics that are going on in the world and that have made the blogs and things of that nature. I haven't really been covering a lot of topics because I was occupied covering the T.I. Tiny OMG Girls versus the OMG Dolls trial, and that ended in a victory for Tiny and the OMG Girls with $71.5 million. Now, I talked to the attorneys, and I'm going to have a separate video going through all of the things with that, but we're going to get into several different topics tonight. I'm going to be talking about the situation that happened with Kim Porter and this book that is out, and a lot of people close to her are saying that it's fake. Even the freaking guy who made and wrote the book is claiming that he don't know what's real or not. It's just a whole lot of going on with that. We're going to talk about me being on the Shade Room and so much more. So I want to start off before I get into any of those topics by first saying I send my condolences out to the family of Marcellus Williams, who is the innocent or suspected innocent man who was recently executed in Missouri. Basically what happened was there was not a lot of information that truly linked him to this crime that happened way back when. He has been on death row for 2 decades, and he was ultimately executed today. Now, I'm going to get into that and talk a little bit about that first, and then we'll get into the Kim Porter stuff and the other stuff a little bit later. So let me pull up an article that basically gives you a little bit of background on Marcellus and why a lot of people are talking about him in case you did not know about him and things of that nature. So let me pull it up. So this is an article written by BBC, and it talks about how the Missouri man was executed after 2 decades on death row. Let me zoom this out a little bit so that you guys can see it clearly. Let me make myself smaller, and let me also pull out the chat. Okay, I see y'all now. Hey y'all, hey. All right, so let me talk about a little bit of background. And again, I want to start off by sending my condolences to his family, to all the people around the world who banded together to try to overturn his execution and thoroughly believe in his innocence and really try to fight for his freedom. This was a group effort that kind of went under the wayside. There was thousands and thousands, and I believe even tens of thousands of people who tried to petition for his innocence, even prosecutors, so much more. And it just fell on deaf ears of the Supreme Court and of the governor of this state where he is at. So let me give you guys quick background and read to you guys what it says in this article. It says Marcellus Williams was executed on Tuesday night in the U.S. state of Missouri after spending more than 2 decades on death row. Williams, who had 2 previous executions stayed, maintained he was innocent in the 1998 fatal stabbing of Felicia Gale in St. Louis suburb, and a wide swath of people had opposed his death sentence. An attorney representing Williams argued there was basically discrimination in selecting the juror and that the DNA evidence in the case was mishandled. Williams was denied a last-minute reprieve from the Supreme Court after Missouri court and governor rejected his clemency request early this week. It says, in a rare move, the 3 liberal justices on the U.S. Supreme Court, Santa Sotomayor, Alina Kagan, and Ketanji Brown Jackson, said on Tuesday They disagreed with the conservative majority and would have granted a stay. They did not give a reason. Missouri Department of Correction Communications Director Karen said no witness for Miss Gale's family attended the execution. It says his son and two of his attorneys were present. And this is what his son had to say before, when he was trying to plea for his father's life and hope that he does not get executed. This is what he said, and ultimately his words fell on deaf ears because his father was ultimately executed. But let's just hear what he originally had to say in trying to fight for his father's freedom.
Apply to where you are right now in life.
I hope a miracle happens, you know what I'm saying? I hope it's all I wish is to free my father from abundant enslavement and spare his life.
What would you say to the Supreme Court if you had the opportunity to testify on behalf of your dad?
I would try to make them see that this is a murder on their behalf, and this is wrong, you know? And I believe my father is truly innocent, and they need to take a closer look.
Have you allowed yourself to even get to Tuesday right now?
Yeah, I already put it inside my body that I would be a witness to the execution. I'm standing there firm and show my dad he's not alone if this what it comes to. And I'm ready for it. My mindset, my spirit, strong. I'm doing this for my dad. It's bigger than me. So for me to be there in that time, if it comes to that, it's like an honor. I'm gonna see him off. So if this is the way that he going out, we already made peace.
Apply to where you.
All right. So that was words from his son, and that was prior to his execution, and that was his attempt to kind of get this overturned and stay the execution. And unfortunately, again, it just fell on deaf ears. Right before the execution, there was hundreds of thousands of people who signed a petition as the U.S. Supreme Court rejected his appeal. So this was a lot of the people going into the governor's office who had signed a petition to basically try to stay his execution, which ultimately, again, it fell on deaf ears. And this is them walking in, trying to overturn this situation. And again, the efforts went unnoticed because he ultimately was executed. Okay, so that was all of the people who was showing up to sign this petition and try to stay the execution. Now, his last words were all praise be to Allah in every situation. And that was the last words that he had said in his statement. So it said that his son, and it said the attorney was present. And what else did it say here? It says, at his trial, prosecutors said that Williams broke into Ms. Gale's home in August 1998 and her 43 times with a large butcher knife before stealing her purse and her husband's laptop. Ms. Gale was a social worker and a former reporter at the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. Lawyers for Williams had said there were concerns over the handling of his case, arguing black jurors were wrongly excluded from his trial. They also said there was no forensic evidence linking Williams to the crime scene and that the murder weapon had been mishandled, raising questions over the DNA evidence. The trial prosecutor has said he followed procedure at the time by touching the murder weapon without gloves. After it was tested in a crime lab, Williams had requested clemency from Missouri Republican Governor Mike Parson, which was denied. We hope this gives finality to a case that languished for decades, re-victimizing Ms. Gale's family, Parson said in a statement. No juror, no judge has ever found Williams' innocence claims to be credible. It says many people, including British billionaire Richard Branson, campaigned against the execution, the third in Missouri this year. Mr. Branson told BBC earlier on Tuesday that he has spent part of the day focused on Williams' case. He's an innocent person, he said. Even the prosecuting counsel have told the governor they should not. This man is innocent. The victim's family had supported a life sentence instead of the death penalty, while local prosecutors had pressed to have the conviction overturned. His execution had been stayed twice, once in 2017 and once in 2015, due to the discovery of male DNA on the weapon that did not match Williams. Okay. So there were so many factors that pointed to his innocence, and yet he still was executed, and the Supreme Court, by the majority, said no. He was ultimately executed today, and there was so many people saddened about it and so much more. So I just wanted to start off by talking about that before I went into any other topic, just to shed light on his story. There's so many different TikToks, articles, videos. There's so much coverage surrounding this. If you guys want to find out more about it, you definitely can. The woman who he was alleged to have, offed was a white woman. And, the optics of that is kind of crazy. So it is a mess how the justice system is sometimes, okay? Or a lot of times, oftentimes. They sometimes get it right and they sometimes get it wrong. All right? So moving on. Now, let's talk about the book that was written on behalf of Kim Porter. Now, I'm going to go through a couple posts from the Neighborhood Talk, and this first one right here talks about how the author behind the viral memoir said that he's not even sure the story is real, and he is quoted by saying, "It's real enough to me. I didn't ask too many questions." And this is about Kim's Lost Words, a book that is being sold, to my knowledge, on Amazon. Now, her children had wrote a statement basically saying that everything in the book was false. They also were saying that, this was unfortunate that they had to basically go through all of the victimization from stuff from Diddy and stuff from Kim. So let me read what they wrote in their caption as far as the author, and then we're going to go into what they are saying in their statements against this book. And I'm also going to talk about what I'll Be Sure is talking about as well, as it pertains to this as well. So let's get into it. So it says, "This is beyond crazy. The internet has been on fire after a memoir titled Kim's Lost Words, A Journey for Justice from the Other Side hit Amazon. Well, it turns out things may not be what they seem, as the actual publisher is even unsure of the authenticity of his book. Chris Todd released the project under an alias, Jamal T. Millwood, that featured no previous works. Most people took the book's salacious claims as fact, or at least close to it, but with several grammatical errors, some remained unsure. Todd has now spoken to Rolling Stone and surprisingly revealed that he can't confirm if anything in the book is true. Apparently, he wasn't even able to fact check anything with the celebrities mentioned in the book, though he's claimed to be an investigative journalist. If somebody put my feet to the fire and they said life or death, is that book real? I have to say I don't know, but it's real enough to me," Todd says. "Sometimes you have to put it out there. Maybe not 100% of the book is true, but maybe 80% is. That is to get those people to come forward and either corroborate or deny the claims, and that helps me as an investigator to know the truth." What? Like, what? That's crazy. So let's continue. It says, Todd claims the bulk of the book comes from details that were on flash drives given to him by two music industry sources. They said they had her flash drive. I didn't ask too many questions about how they got it or where did it come from, he said. To give even more context, Todd also claims he solved many other huge pop culture investigations like John Benet Ramsey and Nicole Brown Simpson. Now, onto the statement that her kids put out. Let's get into that now because they definitely are not here for it. Now, let me go to it right here. So this was posted by Quincy and it was also shared by the other siblings as a cosign as well. And let's see what they have to say. So it says, we have seen so many hurtful and false rumors circulating about our parents, Kim Porter and Sean Combs' relationship, as well as about our mom's tragic passing, that we feel the need to speak out. Claims that our mom wrote a book are simply untrue. She did not. And anyone claiming to have a manuscript is misrepresenting themselves. Additionally, please understand that any so-called friend speaking on behalf of our mom or her family is not a friend, nor do they have her best interest at heart. Our lives were shattered when we lost our mother. She was our world, and nothing has been the same since she passed. While it has been incredibly difficult to reconcile how she could be taken from us too soon, the cause of her death has long been established. There was no foul play. Grief is a lifelong process, and we ask that everyone respect our request for peace as we continue to cope with her loss every day. We are deeply saddened that the world has made a spectacle of what has been the most tragic event of our lives. Our mother should be remembered for the beautiful and strong, kind, loving woman that she was. Her memory should not be tainted by horrific conspiracy theories. We ask that everyone please respect our mother, Kim Porter, and hold her legacy in high regard so that she may rest in peace. It's what she deserves. We love you and miss you, Mommy. And this is signed Quincy, Christian, Jesse, and Delilah, or whatever. So that is a statement written by her children. Now, in addition to her children speaking, I'll Be Sure, who is Quincy's biological father, he also called out the book as well as saying that some of it was false. So let's get into what he had to say. So as you can see right here on this headline, it says, oops, I'll Be Sure calls for an official investigation into Kim Porter's death and her alleged missing files. It is truly disheartening to think that those she considered close friends may have conspired with the perpetrator to obscure the truth. It says in his caption, for over a decade and a half, I've been posting about and tagging random law enforcement agencies in hope to protect loved ones, avoid deaths and tragedies that could have been all avoided. Despite this, I have been ignored, ridiculed, and medically silenced to cover up these crimes you're all now aware of by a very aggressive PR team and costly campaign to silence and physically harm me from exposing. It only aimed to prevent me from further sharing publicly the facts and insights of Kim Porter shared with me during our frequent and intimate conversations in her selfless attempts to save my life by sharing frequent plans to do harm and possibly by ending my life. Further investigation requests regarding Kimberly Antoinette Porter. It says, I am writing this post to formally request an investigation into an entire group of individuals who worked at or around the residence of Miss Kimberly Porter, including the publicist who assisted drafting this. It has come to my attention that these persons were also instructed to steal her computer and mobile devices, which contained her original book notes. Original notes are distinct from the fabricated BS and offensive pages circulated via Amazon, which depict graphic sexual acts, including involving me, that never took place and were edited and added after Miss Porter's tragic unaliving. I urge you to consider who authorized such a fictitious publication without categorizing it as a calculated fiction. The publicists and conspirators worked in concert from separate camps launching this campaign, which appears to be a very personal and a deliberate distraction from their involvement in covering horrific crimes assisted in and perplexed the public for many years, which I have personally experienced and cautiously deemed just a medical crisis. For legal reasons, until the rest of these atrocities were uncovered by authorities, making it more believable to a gullible public that has been fooled for so long. Miss Porter missing devices, allegedly already in evidence, unquestionably contain the critical evidence that have been concealed. I'm convinced that evidence corroborates closely with details outlined in the recently released public indictment document. Additionally, it is pertinent to note that the individuals involved in this matter may also be connected to also concealing the alleged unaliving of several prominent artists, a situation that has left many bewildered, yet those who are immersed in the culture and familiar with the intricacies of the entertainment industry may have a clear understanding of the obvious. So we're going to continue reading some more, but this is what her baby daddy, Quincy's father, I'll be sure, had to say. It says, it is with a heavy heart that I reflect on the legacy of our beloved Lady KP. It is truly disheartening to think that those she considered close friends and whose financially compensated by her perpetrators may have conspired with the perpetrator to obscure the truth and tarnish her name, my name, and her unfinished book notes with these ridiculous and unfounded narratives. The absence of Miss Porter leaves a void, depriving her of the opportunity to address these inaccuracies personally and to share her own factual memoirs detailing the brutal terror and madness she endured. Check all who text messages of those who serve in a PR capacity, as they have brilliantly and underhandedly crafted this fictitious story to service a personal vendetta. There's more. There's so much to unpack. Unfortunately, I'm the only survivor by the blessings of a medical team that initially gave up because of multiple system organ failure. Septic, intubated on a ventilator for 38 days and forced to visit death's doorstep. But the God I serve and worship had another plan. Keep in mind that this is just the G-rated version of what I endured over a decade. Plus, to silence the OG, I also kept forensic records of every individual who was sent my way to set me up, track me, gaslight me, and allegedly cause harm to my system. Child, this is the last page. It says, unfortunately, Kimberlina was taken from us way too soon, and before she could complete her true thoughts, before this fake unauthorized edit released on Amazon, which the disappearance of her computer and vital evidence raises significantly more questions. It is evident that her potential to expose the realities of those personal users being the trafficking and human trafficking she was privy to, akin to the brave actions of Miss Cassie Ventura, posed a threat to those profiting from such heinous activities. In a nutshell, Kimberly was allegedly taken from us because she was set on course to accomplish what Miss Cassie Ventura did by ignited the bonfire, which brings us here today with the avalanche that has brought Satan to their chambers. Let us honor the memory of Lady KP, acknowledging the struggles she faced and the truth she sought to reveal in her own personal notes. Not this fake, unauthorized nonsense using my name to keep dragging me as a social punishment for exposing this years ago. There will be a significant suit headed right for the heads of the responsible parties who dragged my name into this BS. Kim and I talked right up to the days prior to her demise. She was in good health, and we are in such a great friend space, reminiscing about old times and celebrating news of our son's accomplishments. No affair, just great friends, warriors for Kim Porter. We must continue to advocate for justice and ensure that every one of the individuals who conspired against her are held accountable and prosecuted to the highest extent of the law. Thank you to all the law enforcement agencies for their unwavering dedication to uncovering a portion of the truth. There's more. Rest in power, Lady KP. Your true legacy will not be forgotten. Most importantly, please pray for the kids. There's no validation in my claims coming true. There has been way too much collateral damage and death everywhere. And it says BCAC, before coma and after coma, the I'll Be Sure story. So that is what he said in regards to this book as well. In addition to what her children are saying as it pertains to this as well. They're both claiming that this book is fictitious, is false, and it's not of true nature in its essence, and it's a sham, and it's a mess. So that is that on that. I wanted to talk to y'all about that and see what y'all feel about it, because it's crazy out here. People could basically create memoirs without any actual true source, any verification, and you could just say that it's a memoir. Something in the milk ain't clean, it's a fly in the buttermilk, and I don't know what is going on. At that point, I deem everybody a suspect. I'd be like, shoot, I'll Be Sure, Diddy, whoever came in contact, whatever the case, everybody seems sus. It just seemed like a whole lot of going on. And ultimately, nobody wins when the family feuds and all of this chaos and ruckus is going on. So my condolences go out to her children and her family and friends that care about her. It's just a whole lot and a mess. So I just wanted to briefly talk about that because it's crazy out here. Now, what else is going on social media that I wanted to touch on? Oh, let me bring up me making it to the Shade Room by way of Tiny and the OMG Girls winning their lawsuit. So yesterday, they got a huge victory in their lawsuit against the toy company that made the LOL Surprise OMG dolls. And they won a huge verdict. So in celebration, they went out to dinner and I joined them. And when I pulled up to the restaurant, Tiny was live. She was on live, and the clip of her like giving me a shout out made it to the Shade Room along with her talking about this case. So let me play this part right here.
We did this for the city, we did this for the culture, and it was a fight, you know what I'm saying? It was a hell of a fight. This fight been started in 2020, and it's now 24, and we couldn't be more happy, man. I wanted to come on here. I honestly wanted to come on here to say we wanted to thank the jurors for, like, just seeing us through this, man, and just believing in what we said, and they heard our story, and they knew we wasn't lying. Okay.
It's right there.
Alright. They knew we wasn't lying, you know what I'm saying? And that's what's up. Yeah, what's up, King?
You need a person.
Yeah, give me my purse. They knew we wasn't lying, and man, it's amazing that they seen us through. God willing, everybody, and I girl, Neek and Night. Yeah. And Megan, she was there. We did this for the city, we did Rolling Stones. So yeah, thank y'all, man. And hey, we finna turn up a little bit one time. Rolling Stones.
Hey. Okay, so I was watching this and it was so funny because watching it back, it was like awkward. Because let me tell y'all how everything went. You hear an echo? Somebody said, why is there an echo? Y'all hear echo? It shouldn't be no echo. Hold on, let me look at my levels. It should not be an echo. Hopefully y'all don't hear echo. I don't know why. The sound is bouncing back. What? I don't. Oh, you said when Tiny was talking? Okay. Oh, okay. I see. Okay, I see. I think I fixed the problem. Okay. So let me tell y'all how this happened and just speak real briefly about this because I thought that it was super cool and super dope that Tiny, she is like one of those people who has a very, 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 very kind heart. Like, she is a selfless individual, and I have noticed that from all three trials and sitting in and just seeing her personality, seeing how she comforts her children, and just observing them throughout this case. Like, she truly is selfless. Like, in her moment of victory and winning this lawsuit, she decided to basically shout out everybody who kind of, you know, went along the way. She first started out by thanking the jurors who made everything possible and listening to their case to win. And then she went on to thank, you know, me and the other reporters who had been covering this case and sticking through this case for the three trials. I thought that that was super dope that in her moment of celebration and in her win and her victory, she wanted to also shout out others. And I thought that was so dope because, child, y'all see, everybody was like, girl, we see you on the shade room. And, you know, my phone and my DMs was blowing up. People were hitting me up like crazy. A lot of people was hitting me up like, Neek, you on the shade room, you on the shade room, you on the shade room. And I'm like, girl, you see me? The only thing that I thought, like, this part, I don't know why. It was a little awkward because I was like, I had already started talking on her live and I was already like, you know, but then this part, I was just like, yep. But sometimes when in my head, I be thinking one thing, but then how it comes out, sometimes it really don't match. So when I was looking at this, I'm like, when she shouted out Nancy Dillon and when she shouted out Megan Cuniff, I was like, but I don't know if it looked like I was being shady or not. I'm like, does it look like I'm throwing shade? I don't know, but I just want to clear that up. Nancy Dillon is super dope. Megan Cuniff is super dope. They both show me nothing but love. So I just don't want nobody to get that messed up or if I'm just reading it wrong or whatever. I don't know. I was looking. I was like, it just came off awkward, that part. But they were super dope. I got an exclusive interview with the attorneys that won the lawsuit. So after we went to dinner, we went to the office, the law office of the partners, and I was able to snag an interview with the attorneys and basically go over all of the things that happened in this trial, or as much of it that we can talk about. Okay, it was pretty late. I was a little tired. Everybody was, wearing themselves down. So look forward to that. I'm going to probably post that first thing in the morning. So definitely look for that. You said, Nick, you were so beautiful. Thank you. Oh, you said I was just a little awkward, not shady. Okay, yeah. I don't know. I was just a little awkward. I don't know why though, because I don't know. Let's look at Tiny's actual her actual live, because you know what caught me off guard? I think what caught me off guard was the fact that when I first walked up, she had shouted me out. And so I was like, hey, what's up? And then I wasn't expecting her to come back up to me again. So I was like, I don't know. It was awkward, but it is what it is. I'm on the shade room. I don't care. So let's go to her actual page and watch the live. It was a quick live that she did. Wait, did she take it off? Hold on. Did she delete it? Tiny. Hold on. I think she deleted it. Anyway, they got it on TikTok. I think she took it down. I think it was still showing on my phone. You said I could tell that you didn't expect her to do that. Right, yeah. I was a little... Okay, so... It's off of here. Okay, let me go to TikTok. I know I seen it on TikTok. Hold on. I don't think they got the whole thing, though. Some told me to screen record it earlier, too. Oh, my head itch. Okay, this is only like 2 minutes of it. We'll watch some of it.
And it was a fight, you know what I'm saying? It was a hell of a fight. This fight been started in 2020, and it's now 24.
No, this is...
And
it started with me walking up. Hold on. Let's see if somebody got it on YouTube. It started with me. She started out when I walked up. Hold on. One second, y'all. They have it on 9 mag. But hold on, let me see. One second. Why is it pulling up Diddy stuff? What the heck? Why is Diddy stuff coming up? That's so irritating. Anyway.
Hell no.
Don't pick the young ones, the new ones.
Hey.
Doing what they love. Like,
Yeah, give them a chance to.
Yeah, what's up, T? OMG. OMG. Oh, here I see y'all. Huh? Man.
okay.
We want to. Okay, we got Neek at night. Hey.
Shout out to them. Congrats. They did that. Okay, I wish y'all would have seen it. They did it. They've been holding it down. Shout out to y'all.
Thank you, Neek. Neek been down, coming down from first trial to second to third. Neek at night. Hey.
Shout out to them. Congrats. They did that. Okay. Why did they pause it like that? Don't be shady, Night Mag. Why would y'all pause it on me like that? Why y'all could pause the video right there? And I'm talking. That is not how the original video is. Like, what the heck? Why would y'all do that? Why would y'all pause it like that? Okay, I wish y'all would have seen it. They did it. They've been holding it down. Shout out to y'all.
Thank you, Neek. Neek been down, coming down from first trial to second to third, and we can't thank her enough. You know, we want to shout. What's up, Geisha? Low. What's up? What's up? All my folks on here, Team OMG. What's up, Sham? Man, hey, we did this for the city. We did this for the culture. You know, and it was a fight. You know what I'm saying? It was a hell of a fight. This fight been started in 2020.
All right, I'm going to switch over to TikTok.
We couldn't be more happy, man. I wanted to come on here. I honestly wanted to come on here to say we wanted to thank the jurors for like just seeing us through this, man, and just believing in what we said. And they heard our story and they knew we wasn't lying. Okay.
It's right there.
All right. They knew we wasn't lying. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's up. Yeah. What's up, King?
You need a burger.
Yeah, give me my purse. They knew we wasn't lying, and man, it's amazing that they seen us through God willing, and everybody, and our girl Neek at night. Yeah, and Megan, she was there. Rolling Stones. So yeah, thank y'all, man. And hey, we finna turn up a little bit one time. If y'all ain't checked out that motion video, go check out the girls, man. They on that grown and sexy shit, man. It's new and improved OMG shit. The new single Motion is out right now. If y'all ain't got it, stream it, download it, man. Just support your girls, man. We coming back with more music. And it's been to be bigger than ever, man. And we just appreciate y'all, everybody that's been down with us. And I love you too, Geisha.
And make sure to check out my coverage on this trial, too. Check out all my interviews that I've been doing with Tiny for all 3 trials and my video breakdown of this and my videos coming after this as well. So make sure to check it out, Neek at Night.
Yeah, she's definitely so good at what she does, man.
Neek at Night.
She been having us, you know, stand down with us every day. And just, you know, interviewing us and getting the scoop behind and seeing what everybody feel, how everybody's doing. And, you know, just getting all the information in there. So we can't thank her and everybody else that took the time to say they were interested in what we had going on. So anyway, man, we love y'all. Team OMG, everybody in here, fam. You know.
Okay, all right. So that was pretty dope. That was a dope experience. And, you know, I thank Tiny for allowing me to like come, hang out and things like that. She is super, super, super sweet and super dope. So are Zonique, Beja, Brianna, all of the attorneys. Everybody showed me love and I appreciate y'all so much. Shakur, who I just met as well, who was Tiny's friend. She had on the, I think the black and white. She is super, super dope personality, super sweet. So shout out to all of them. Shout out to T.I., King, everybody who talked to me, did an interview with me, spoke to me throughout this trial. I appreciate everybody. I also talked to Damani as well, her son Damani. I just haven't posted the video. I haven't posted all the videos that I did of them just because, child, it'd be a lot going on. I just got to get everything together. So I still got to release my video talking to Damani. I had stuff where days where I would like ask Tiny some questions, ask her questions, ask T.I. stuff. I have a video that I was supposed to produce a while ago of T.I. basically giving his definition of what he considers a snitch, him talking about testifying or if he's willing to testify for Young Thug. And I have so much more footage of them that I got to get around to releasing it. Okay. It just be a whole lot. So, you said, is King the youngest boy? I think Major is younger than King, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not really sure. I think Major is the youngest. But King is one of the younger ones. You said, stay connected with them, Neek. This is awesome. Congrats. Thank you. You do a good job on your channel. Thank you. You're so beautiful. Great, beautiful Black queen. Thank you. I appreciate y'all so much. But yeah, she didn't have to shout me out. She didn't have to do any of that. And so I appreciate her so much because people pay a lot of money to get on the Shade Room or to get promo, and just being on the Shade Room and having that shout out, and also her shouting me out herself as well. Like, that was a lot of people who, you know, put eyes on my channel. So I'm definitely going to always seize any opportunity that promotes my channel or shows love and things like that. And I appreciate her so much because she was super duper sweet, nice, kind. She didn't have to be that way. T.I. was super nice, kind. He's a man, so I wouldn't say he's all sweet and cutesy like Tiny, but he's definitely a nice guy. Zonique, super sweet. Beja, super sweet. Brianna, super sweet. The attorneys, nice, kind, all of those things. So I shout out to all of them for making this experience an awesome one, okay? Because, you know, there was challenges along the way. Now, in addition to that, I just kind of felt like this was kind of like a full circle moment for me that just basically kind of confirmed that I'm like where I'm supposed to be. And eventually, like, I feel like I'm going to be exactly where I need to be if I just continue to grind and continue to stay on course. So the reason why I feel like it was a full circle, like, you know, like a full circle moment, some of you guys may know, some of you guys may not. In my early 20s, I used to do music videos. The very first music video that I ever was casted in and did was the Lady Gaga featuring Beyonce telephone video. That video was the first time that I was like on a set that was like a big budget set with phenomenal artists, and I was able to obviously meet Lady Gaga, Beyonce, and be a part of the video. Now, my role in the video, it was small, but it was me. I was there and I'm on there, okay? My part of the video is the end part where the diner scene, the diner was kind of poisoned and the guests or the patrons of the diner croak. And so I eat something and then I croak. Okay. And so that part was me in my early 20s. My you know what I'm saying? I was a lot younger. And the lawsuit that they just won, they played my video confronting a doll designer about one of the dolls. Now, the doll, and I really didn't even like, I just was like, oh, y'all got dolls that look like Lady Gaga, blase, blase. But I just didn't even realize how full circle that whole situation was. So like I said, I was in the Lady Gaga Beyonce telephone video. Now, one of the looks in the Lady Gaga versus Beyonce telephone video was her with the cans in her hair. Let me pull up one of the looks of her in that video, and then I'm going to tell y'all how this was like completely full circle. So this is Lady Gaga, and this was one of her looks in that music video. This is another picture from the music video as well. And this is the LOL surprise tot that was made after Lady Gaga. So they basically have her same outfit. In this part of the video, she was in jail. So they have like the jail stripes right here. They have her hair with the cans, the jacket studded with the the panties and the fishnet, which was basically this same look. Now, this doll was one of the dolls that I talked to the designer about on my live video. So I did a live video where I was talking about the second trial, and I was talking about one of the doll designers, and she came on my live to basically defend herself, confront me. And I was talking to her about like, well, y'all got dolls that look like Lady Gaga. Y'all got dolls that look like her. And so she was like, the Gaga doll is a tot. And she talked about this particular doll on my live. Now, in the T.I. and Tiny lawsuit, they basically confronted and impeached her with my video. So it was a small clip that was played, but it was her on the stand referring to the Lady Gaga doll as a goo-goo tot or whatever, and was trying to make it seem like it wasn't really a copy of Lady Gaga. And then they basically impeached her with my video where she called it a Gaga tot, acknowledging that it was a Lady Gaga doll. And so for me, for that to happen, for me to do a YouTube video, I'm randomly talking to this designer, for that very video to end up in the lawsuit for Tiny, T.I., the OMG Girls, and for that look that they were talking about and that they confronted her with was the look in the music video that I starred in over a decade ago. Well, not starred in, child. I had a little role, but I didn't mean to say starred in, but I was in. To me, it just was, and maybe I'm just reading more into it or whatever, but it was a full circle moment for me. I'm just like, that's so ironic and crazy. Like, I'm in this music video. This is one of the looks. A doll is created in one of the looks. And then I talked to one of the designers. And then my video is used to like confront the designer. And all in all, I just felt like that was a sign that just let me know that I am right where I need to be and I'm on the right track. Okay, just confirmation that, you started here, now you're here. And to me, that just was a sign that I'm on the right track. So I don't know. My heart was so full yesterday. I was so, you said it's a positive sign of things to come. Yeah, that's what I took it as, and that's what I'm gonna take that and run with, and I'm just gonna continue to be on my journey. Also, what it showed me too is that just being true to you is paramount. Like, I could have been a blogger who went to the first trial and been messy and been, trying to ask T.I. and Tiny like salacious, scandalous stuff, to where they could have looked at me sideways and I wouldn't have been able to get to this point of building a rapport and going and celebrating like, you know, with them after they do the win, her trusting, you know, my character and me asking them questions. I would never like run by any questions by her. I would just be like, okay, well, I'm gonna ask y'all questions today. And then they'd be like, okay, cool. And then I would ask whatever comes to mind. There was no like pre-plan or anything like that. It was just like, okay, I'm gonna ask y'all questions. They're cool with it. And then I would ask them questions. And they trusted that I just, you know, had their best interest at heart. And I was able to build that rapport with them. And then I ultimately, you know, I was able to be on the shade room from her giving me a shout out and stuff like that. So I just thought all of it was dope. I'm very appreciative of it. And I just wanted to share that with y'all because sometimes in life, like, you'll feel like, okay, I'm not exactly where I'm supposed to be, or, you know, I could be so much further. You look at your peers and you see like where you are in your career or into whatever your field is, and how there's others who are, you know, ahead of you. And then there's people who are, you know, kind of not as far along as you in their journey. And you kind of get discouraged sometimes. And so I just took it all in all as a sign. Very appreciative in all of those things. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with y'all. I know y'all didn't ask and I know y'all don't care, but I'm gonna let y'all know and share anyways. Okay, period. But that's really it. Thank you so much for all of you guys who wrote me in my DM when y'all see me on the Shade Room. Now, that's not my first time being on the Shade Room. I made it on the Shade Room when I did, I believe it was when I released like some of the evidence for Tory Lanez. I made it on the Shade Room for that. Like they had posted some of the stuff that I had released as it pertained to the Tory stuff. I had made it into like a lot of articles for my coverage of the Tory Lanez case. And then my coverage of this case, you know, was recognized and everything. And because I've been like steadfast, you know, it be small little nuggets that kind of let you know that you doing a good thing and you're on the right path. I've been, like my interview that I did ended up in the Surviving R. Kelly docuseries. They used a piece of my interview when I was interviewing, it was R. Kelly's what was his manager, his right-hand man. I forget his name. It's escaping me right now, but I interviewed him on my YouTube channel. That was then put into Surviving R. Kelly. Also, a piece of my coverage was on Hulu, and that was a piece of my coverage on the Tory Lanez stuff, made it into Hulu. And so it's just, I be doubting myself and I be feeling like you ain't doing enough, but I feel like my time is coming. Okay. And so that's that on that. I feel like my time is coming. And slow and steady, you know, it's slow and steady. I'm not going about it the salacious route or the super controversial and, you know, shock value route and all of those things. So it's a slow and steady pace. But yeah, I appreciate all of y'all who have been coming along the journey with me as well. You know, sometimes we got to get a little ratchet or a little bimbo together sometimes, and I, you know, step outside of my character, you know, here or there, because bimbos sometimes need to be checked. But other than that, you know, I be trying to be very much mindful, very demure, very, you know what I'm saying, in my bag and things like that. So oh, my mom says send my Cash App. Oh, my Cash App is Nick LeClaire if y'all want to donate. I reset my computer, so I don't even have it on this screen to post it. Oh, and thank you. She said somebody sent a super chat. Hold on, let me see. Let me see. Thank you to, who's this? Oh, dang it. It just says dope. Thank you, Dope, for the $19.99 super chat. Let me see. There was, was there another one? I don't know if there was another one. If so, I thank y'all so much. My Cash App is Nick LeClaire. I don't have it on here like written or whatever, or else I would type it, but it's Nique, and then LeClaire is LACLAIRE if y'all want to look out for your girl. But let's see. Has she spoken on Kim Porter? Yes, I talked about Kim Porter book already. Let's see. Very proud. Thank you. You said, don't you dare doubt yourself, and I know your mom is proud. Slow and steady always wins the race. You don't worry about those critters. You know you're doing something right when you have it. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And yes, my mom is proud. You said, Neek, I think this one really stuck out. I can feel something really great coming for you. Thank you. I appreciate it so much. I appreciate y'all so much. Somebody say you do real journalist research. I feel like you and Armand up next. Hey, shout out to us. Shout out to Armand. Shout out to all the YouTubers who are in this space doing a thing. Shout out to us, period. A lot of people think that it is easy to be a YouTuber, and a lot of people think that like, oh, well, you're just reading from or talking about something that's so easy. But you really have to be mentally strong to be put in this situation. Like all of the top YouTubers who have met a certain threshold, it's a lot that comes with it. Now, while you're giving your opinions on celebrities, while you're giving your opinions on pop culture topics, there is a lot of criticism that comes behind that as well. There's a lot of envious people that comes with it. Like I've had several people try to dox my information, try to, give up where I lived previously, trying to like, oh, this is her full name and this is this and this is that. And you have to know that that's what comes with it. When you put yourself in a public life, there are people who are invested in you, and that's positive and negative. The positive is you build a fan base that kind of, or a subscriber base, because I really don't consider myself to like have like fans, but you build a subscriber base of people who enjoy your content, they enjoy what you do, and then you have people who don't enjoy what you do and people who will go out of their way to try to throw dirt on your name. And you have people who will try to attach themselves to your name. You will have people who will literally do the bare minimum, but expect to get the credit or try to attach themselves to your likeness for the stuff that you done put blood, sweat, and tears in. I have put in countless hours of work on my channel. Like in the very beginning, not so much now because I'm getting older and I really need to reprogram myself into getting back into the hustle and the grind. Neek, thank you so much for the super chat. I really need to get back to that. But in the very beginning, like there was years and years of me grinding on YouTube before I could quit my job, before I could like do this full time, where I was basically putting out like 3 videos a day. I was grinding so hard to really make my channel bubble and try to be able to sustain a lifestyle for myself, my daughter, and be able to contribute to like my family and stuff like that. It took a lot. It wasn't until I started covering R. Kelly to where people really started to like really rock with me on a consistent basis. I was able to quit my job and continue this journey, and I've been doing YouTube full time ever since. But it took a lot to get here. It took a lot of hurdles. It took beefs, you know, like I don't really get into a lot of beefs on here. I don't got time for it, but there have been some beefs along the way. And sometimes when you beef with other creators, it can have a negative effect on your subscriber base. Sometimes you'll have subscribers who watch you and watch them, and then you'll have a beef that happens to where they feel like, okay, well, I like this creator a little bit more, and you could like mess up, you know, your subscriber base by beefing with people, or you can steal their subscribers and gain subscribers. So it's just so much give and take to it. It's so many hours that you put into it. It's so much criticism that you put into it. You really have to be mentally sound to do it, and you have to be ready for criticism. A lot of people will make comments and they'll be like, because I've been doing this so long, they'll feel like, oh, well, you shouldn't even be mad anymore at what people say, or you should be above that. And it's like, yeah, part of that is true, but a part of it is like, people are still human. People still have emotions. No matter how long you've been doing stuff, there is sometimes there'll be that one person that gives that one comment that will really rattle you and shake you and have you bothered, okay? And all of us have had a point in time where a person done had us bothered. I don't care how unbothered people try to be. There's that one person that'll say that one thing that'll really get under your skin. And a lot of people can't take that. Some people will get on YouTube and a person will say something negative to them, and that'll be it. That'll be over for them. Like, oh, I can't deal with it. I can't deal with the criticism. And they'll shut down their YouTube page and run for the hills. They'll get an instance where somebody docs them or try to release their information, release their address. And they'll be like, you know what? This ain't worth it. My sanity is more important, blah, blah, blah. And they'll run for the hills. It's not for the weak, but it has its benefits and rewards as well as its negatives. And it can be mentally draining as well. So it's a lot of give and take with it. So, you know, I just wanted to say that part right there. There's a lot that come with it. A lot that all of us who have reached a certain threshold had to face one time or another. But yeah, so that's all I got to say. Thank y'all for rocking with me. I'm gonna make this part like separate from the live so that people can get to the meat and potatoes of the Kim Porter part. And but before I go, shout out to my moderators, shout out to my mods who literally, Stevie Ray, you literally be on so many lives. Many times when I'm live, you hear, and that don't go unnoticed either. I appreciate y'all so much, like the support of the people who are always here rocking with me. Shout out to Timotheus. Shout out to who else? Which else of my mods is here today right now? Unforgettable is one of my mods. Rose. Who else? Boel. Who else? Nunu Sky. So many of y'all be holding me down all the time, no matter what. And I appreciate y'all so much for dedicating y'all time to come and support me. So that means a lot as well. So with that being said, you said I'm an entrepreneur and I concur. Salute to you. Thank you. With that being said, I am gonna be out. But yeah, my heart was so full yesterday. I was so happy and excited, and I just was you know, happy about it. A part of me was happy, and a part of me was like, I hope MGA don't try to come for me or mess with me some way, somehow, you know, be angry about, you know, my coverage. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Oh, speaking of, I wanted to say too, your words, be mindful of the things that you say on this platform. We have seen time and time again where there has been YouTubers who have gotten sued. And in my case, I have not personally got sued, but my coverage ended up in, you know, the cross-examination of a witness, and we've seen how even in the YSL case where they referred to like interviews that YouTubers have done and different stuff that goes on around YouTube, know that people are watching. Okay? Just because they're not in that comments over there do not mean that they're not watching. Okay? And there's a lot of people watching, waiting for a moment to pounce. So be very mindful of the things that you say, because they can and will be held against you for sure. So I just want to leave with that, and that's all I got. I'm about to edit my video where I interviewed the attorneys. Now, the quality of the video is not the greatest because I did not have my studio set up there. It was an impromptu. You said T.I. shouted me out? When? Yes, my dating show is coming out. I'm so sorry for the delay. I'm so sorry for the delay on putting it out, but it is coming out. This trial, I wasn't able to I'm not a good multitasker. My plan was I was going to go to the trial. I was going to edit my show because I'm the editor of it. You know, I'm doing all the editing. So my plan was I was going to go to the trial, edit my show, edit videos, and post. It didn't work out like that. It did not happen like that. So now that the trial is over, I could sit and I could literally dedicate a full day to edit the show and put it out. But I am going to release it. But I'm waiting for DM Gamble to say, he says, T.I. shouted me out. Where and when and where can I view it at? Thank you. DM Gamble, is you trolling or what? You still ain't said where he shouted me out at. Right. We trying to get the scoop and they just talking about he shouted you out and ain't said nothing else. I do have video of T.I. speaking to reporters after the verdict yesterday, so I'm gonna be releasing all of that stuff too, but I didn't see no personal shout out. So they trolling. They would have been wrote something by now. All right, y'all. Peace.